As here come the Broncos. Will Lovell, we heard from him earlier on, plenty of experience at Super League level and at Championship level for him. And he leads out the Broncos. It's a big day for them, looking for a league win that would just ease them away from Town at the bottom end of the table. Mike Eccles, the man in charge today after the dismissal of Jermaine Coleman. We await the home team coming out onto the field here. Both coming out on separate sides of the ground here at Derwent Park this afternoon. Let's have a look then at the two teams. We'll start off with Workington Town. Oscar Thomas, the former Bronco at full-back. Jamie Duran, we heard from him pre-match. Partners Carl Forber at half-back. The exciting Hull Kingston Rovers duo Will Tate and Tom Wilkinson will hope to make a big impact here. And the experienced Glenn Riley made his move permanent. He's on the bench. What about London then? Well, they have got plenty of experience. Alex Walker, the full-back, had Super League time with London and with Wakefield. Ilias McCarney on the wing, Oliver Leyland and Jacob Thomas, an exciting half-back partnership. And look at that for a front row, Bionic, Parata and Williams, with Curran, Lovell and Palumbo making up the pack. There was a chance there, Wilkinson was in support. Are they going to go short side? No, Duran's going to pop the ball up. Fitzsimmons going for the line, can he reach out? Desperate London defence, really desperate.
Will Lovell done a magnificent job of holding him up there, hasn't he?
He did indeed. They're going to play it on the line. They're coming short side. They're going to get over.
Right time.
And it's a try for Tom Wilkinson. And he celebrates on loan from Hull Kingston Rovers. He had a chance a moment ago. He didn't get the pass, but this time he did. And Town are over. They lead by 4 points to 0.
Yeah, and it was the creative play by the hooker. You know, I think it was Evan Simons who just showed it to the right side. The deception, you know, he just sucked in the marker. And it was a short ball to that man you mentioned, just to crash over. And Workington are in good value for this lead. I think, you know, barring that first set, we mentioned Thompson getting the goal forward. I think he's been fantastic, Cookie, and that's a great line.
Yeah, it's a super line. I'll just go back to 2 plays earlier, Mark. 2 plays earlier, it's a similar line on the half-back of the London team. Leland is on this right edge defending 3 in from the touchline, and Wilkinson picks the same line and just switches to his outside shoulder and almost goes through.
Palumbo, it was stopped just short. They're going to try and spin it wide now through the hands. Big step, good tackle for, but redeemed himself there. Last one, can they hold out? They're going short side again. Kick through and he's touchdown. And London have scored. They've hit straight back. The short kick grounded by the Broncos. And London, on the back of that error from the restart, have their first points of the afternoon.
And I think it was Forber who dropped the ball again. It was definitely a kick by Dean Parata. You know, I couldn't see, it was in the far corner. Dean Parata dropped the ball. I think it might have been the back row, Reece Curran, who eventually gets the ball down. But yeah, it was a scramble and just that desperation. But after points, you know, Workington, such a good start. All that's become unravelled by dropping the kick-off and then not being able to defend your line. It's a great kick though by Dean Parata off his left foot to open that space up.
I think the error's Joe Brown, isn't it? Joe Brown's error, and then Forber's in front, doesn't want to touch the football because he's offside, but Kev's right. You score points in big games, you've got to complete the next set. It's all about the next action, and goal kicks successful as well, so that levels us both.
That's a great kick, isn't it, from the far touchline. 6 points apiece here. Wrapped up 5 away. Last one for Workington. Can they nudge themselves back in front? They're going down the short side. Simons is in! Brilliant play from the dummy half position. Well, he scored last time Town were in front of the Premier Sports cameras. And he's over again. Trademark try from the number 9. Workington lead 10-6.
Yeah, and it was the assist from Simons for the first try for his teammate Tom Wilkinson, and I think they were probably expecting more of the same. He showed it to this left-hand side, got out to his right, showed the dummy and just had too much strength for the defence. But yeah, I think that's a Chris Thorman tactic today. I think he sees weakness around the ruck area, you know, on the try line for London, because that's where, you know, we saw the forward pass early and we said they needed to start chancing around, but they don't. They just need to keep doing what they're doing, because they look so dangerous when Evan Simons gets hold of the ball, and has runners around him, whether it's a pass play or a run play for himself.
Can they extend that lead here, Town? Now they're looking to move it along. Forber takes on the line. The two half-backs not frightened of carrying the ball into contact. And they're a couple of metres away. They're trying to power their way over. They're trying to power their way over. They have scored. Referee's going to give it. And Workington Town now extend their lead to 10 points. A crash over try. I think it's Kane Barnes who was too big near the line.
It's Simons again, just jumping out, isn't he? And causing absolute mayhem around the ruck for London Broncos. Kev's mentioned it 3 or 4 times. They look fragile, they're getting exposed on inside shoulders. And it's just the big back row, Kane Barnes, who just crashes onto the football. Simons jumps out 2 steps, and I think if you're Chris Thorman, you can give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back because he's seen some weaknesses, and just too easy, isn't it, to get over the top of a couple of London Broncos defenders. Jordan Williams in there as well, and
I think patience
Thomas
as well,
yeah.
Cookie. The patience that they started the game with a plan. It didn't work for the first couple. They got a forward pass and they turned it over. But then for the last 3 times they've been down there, they've gone short, and scored 3 tries. So it's a great game plan from the coach.
And you mentioned it, back-to-back sets on the line. That's on the back of a great kicking game, and the points are coming here. And these, what have we got? About 12 minutes to go to the break here on Premier Sports. This could be a massive 12 minutes in London Broncos season, as the kick is a good one again. Forber making no mistake, a 12-point advantage.
Just having a look at Workington now, they're a player down, aren't they, with Lato in the background. I think Jamie Duran needs to get his hands on the football and go to the left edge. They're making plenty of metres through the middle anyway.
Well, that's where they're looking to go now.
There
They
we
went
go.
Shaw's a juggle on the middle. Support here, didn't pass it, still going here. Great run. This could be an amazing try. It is Marcus O'Brien. The juggle through the line. He had chances to pass. He says, don't worry about me, boys. I'm going all the way. Workington on their way to a first win of the championship season.
And Marcus O'Brien, he passed the ball to himself. I've never seen that before in 20 years of being involved in rugby league. And well, what he did there, I think it was Reece Clark, who's been fantastic for Town since coming off the bench today. Cookie called it. He said they needed to go left, and they over-egged it a little bit there, London. They just slid out, and it's the short ball. He juggles it first, looks at Carl Forber, passes it to himself, and then goes round a couple, 2, goes through 1, goes round 2. He can't believe his luck. That's a great try, and so crucial on the terms of the scoreboard.
What about that? Gives it the big dummy, and he's gone.
Give him a ball to himself, eh? Let him have the match ball. Let him have one for himself and we'll play with another one. That's a great try, isn't it? And I think it's Duran, he wants the ball on the previous play, and they go to Forber on the right, and then he gets some shape in and around Reece Clark, who picks the right pass. Kev's right, he's been fantastic since he come off the bench.
They're right there now. Here they're going now, trying to power their way over with Jordan Williams, who's back into the action. Thorman waits at dummy half. Thorman's going to keep it short. Parata tries to get over, reaches out, and he's got it down. He's not the biggest, but he had the strength and the speed to get the ball over the line. And the Broncos pressure tells. Their second try. They should, with a kick to come, be back within 12.
Yeah, you shoot yourself in the foot here, Workington Town. The error on the halfway line, they've made an error after they've scored, then they've made another error, haven't they, for the big front rower who's had a fantastic game, Fitzsimmons, but they've not had the ball back since. He's had to shuffle the ball dead, and then they've got it back once, and then Barnes has turned it over. So really, really poor from Chris Thorman's team, and he'll be absolutely seething at his team, that the way that they've invited the Broncos back in, take nothing away from London. They've done what they had to do and score next and make it a 12-point ball game again.
And they're back in this now, aren't they? They're back in this by Workington's own doing. They've done everything that I'm sure Chris Thorman said not to do. Be patient with the ball, don't make errors. But I think that man there, Dean Parata, I think he's been the best player for London today, and he will not stop trying. So they need to make sure that they don't keep giving such quality players opportunities like he's just scored.
Wow, this has been a cracker. It might be the battle at the bottom, but they're both giving it everything. Parata gets it away now. Here they go, trying to work their way through with Palumbo. Ball's gone free. It's hacked forward. And I think it's been grounded over on the far side. It is a try. Ulberg it was who got it. Town thought they dealt with it. And London hits straight back. This game just refuses to be decided. And London are back. Big kick to come, but they're back to 30 points to 16.
Yeah, it's a super play, isn't it? The kick through and then the try by the winger. Look at Bianik's carry here. 1, whack. 2, gets rid of the second. Gets rid of Tate again, doesn't he? And he's just skittling everybody everywhere, isn't he, the big fella? The try off the back of it's really good. Good offload from Palumbo. The kick through, eyes up football, and it's as good a try as you'll see over the weekend in the Championship.
You know, and you've put the work in, and it's a great feeling. They deserve it today.
Well, they do, and there goes the hooter that signifies full time. It was labelled the battle at the bottom, but Workington Town, the team without a win in 12, have finally got their first win on the board. Evan Simons, absolutely outstanding. Jamie Durant, pivotal as well. For London, we hope Will Lovell will be okay after his serious looking injury, but they are involved in the battle at the bottom now for sure.